Hey you guys, sorry I'm not here today. I am actually at a meeting at the district office. Don't worry, I'm not in trouble. And so I just wanted to explain to you guys a couple of things before you get rocking and rolling on all of your stuff today. So the first thing is one thing that you guys are going to be working on is this Latin America in the 20th century thing. If you guys use this link, what it's going to do is it's going to open up a doc for you that will have all of the info in it. Just imagine that this document, it's a spice tea chart, but imagine that this document is going to be a study guide for you for Latin America in the 1900s. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're specific. You want to make sure that you're including specific details, people, places, specific countries, but at least 3 bullet points per theme. And if you guys need more space, then just write it on the lined paper underneath your paper. But this needs to be completed by next class. You have plenty of time in class today. But if you're not using your time wisely, then that's kind of your own fault at this point. But if you want to divide and conquer, you can do that. Do it individually. You can do that. I don't really care how you guys get that all done. Okay, so that's what you're going to be working on in class. The other thing I wanted to just quickly talk to you guys about is your homework. You can see that I did put chapter 14. I just put it as a whole chapter. I know some of you guys are like, oh my gosh, a whole chapter? Like, you've never done that. You're right. Okay, I haven't. But just imagine, I just didn't split it up. Normally, I just take like 10 pages, 10 pages, 10 pages, and then like spread them out over a few days. I'm just giving you the chapter up front, and then it's due in a week. So it's the same thing. It's more upfront. But then you can use your time however you want. If you know that you have a game on one day, but then can't do it on another, or you can't do it that night, or whatever, you guys are able to kind of do that at your own pace. So there's two options of things that you can do. You can do your normal outline, just take your notes, read, take your notes, do all the things that you normally do. Or you can do a reading guide. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, sweet, reading guide, way less work, blah, blah, blah. It's probably going to take you about the same amount of time. Me personally, I am a note taker. I like to read and take notes. It helps me focus more. And I know some of you guys are like that. So I want to give you that option. But the other option is to do this reading guide. Okay. So if you guys click on this, it's going to force a copy and the document's going to look like this. Okay. So a couple things with this. You do have some vocab. This is a multiple sentence thing. Make sure you have the definition in your own words. Make sure you have the explanation of why it's significant and whatnot. And then it's going to come down into these questions. I know you're like, oh, sweet questions, super easy. Okay, these questions are going to be pretty large. All right, they are 6 to 8 sentences each. Imagine if each one of these were a short answer on a quiz. Okay, it needs to have specifics and examples from the textbook. I should be able to see specific and examples from the textbook. And it's going to be substantial. Okay, it's not just like a one sentence question and you're done. All right, this is it's going to be big. And so you have various questions that you need to fill out. The other thing that you guys will need to do is once you're done with this, once you've typed all this up and everything, you need to print it out. You need to put it into your notebook, but then you also need to submit it onto Schoology through Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin, just a reminder, checks all other students' work, making sure you're not copying off of them. Basically, I don't want one person to do the work and then just give it to everybody else. Also checks online sources and making sure that you're not taking Wikipedia's, World Trade Center organization, the first 2 sentences of their thing, and then submitting it. Okay, everything needs to be done in your own work. If you complete this reading guide and I find out that you have copied off another person, you will not be allowed to do this for chapter 15. You will be doing the outline. Okay, everything just needs to be in your own words. I will say, and I will encourage you not to just like skim the text and go straight to the bold word or straight to the question, because you're going to still need to know that you still have a quiz and it's going to be a bigger quiz. It's going to be like you know, a 20-point quiz, 30-point quiz where you have 10 multiple choice questions, and those multiple choice questions get specific, and, you know, 3 to 4 short answer questions. So it's going to be a larger quiz. So make sure you're reading it first and then answering the questions. But definitely do everything in your own words. Okay. So that's the two options. And then the last thing, that big paper that Mr. Spence gave you, you can kind of like trim it down. We are just out of legal paper. This will take you to just an explanation of the roller coaster of the Soviet Union. So basically, you look at the Soviet Union and it's going to have its ups and downs in the 1900s, or like post Stalin. And it's just kind of taking you through that wild ride. It's not going to give you every single little detail, but it's going to give you kind of the overview of some major key players in the Soviet Union. It does not go to present day, like all the way to present day Putin, but we know what is going on with Putin right now. So just, yeah, have that done. So the two things that you need to have done by the time you walk in on Friday, the pink paper, Latin America, and then the roller coaster. Okay. The outline or the reading guide, that's not due until the 31st. If you are doing the outline and want to kind of chunk it up in your notebook, totally fine. Just make sure you put the page numbers, what they are at the top. And then I would just make sure you like start and stop at like a normal and kind of a good place. Don't stop in like the middle of the paragraph. You know, finish a section and then, you know, you can start over. All right. Otherwise, if you guys have questions, just email me. I'll be back tomorrow. I just have this meeting that starts at 12:30. So I can't be there. So have a wonderful one. And I'm sorry I said so many times. All right. Bye, you guys.